Alright, so one last point is that they have rebranded to HoYoverse and are expanding worldwide. They are opening offices basically everywhere.
Wow.
They had previously rebranded as Cognosphere, and that was actually a pretty conventional move. This is something that a lot of Chinese gaming companies do because banks don't like it when you have charges going out to China. It
Yeah.
is fairly conventional for like developers to have a shell company in like Singapore that handles the financials.
No, that
Yeah,
explains why my
so-
credit card kept stopped dinging me after a point.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you literally said it cleared up like after they rebranded to
Oh, that's
Cognosphere.
interesting.
But now they're HoYoverse, and this is them attempting to expand beyond games, and we don't really know what that's going to look like, but we do have some clues. So the press release says, our mission in establishing HoYoverse is to create a vast and content-driven virtual world that integrates games, anime, and other diverse types of entertainment, which will provide players with a high level of freedom and immersion. We will continue to focus on long-term operation strategies, consistent technical research, and innovation in a variety of fields, including AI, cloud computing, and pipeline construction, to ensure that sufficient content is created to meet the expectations of players worldwide for a virtual world experience. According to one of their recent job listings since this global push, they say, our vision is to create a virtual world for 1 billion people by 2030. There's not enough to really say what this means. All we can really go on is what other stuff they develop. We know that they are huge into pushing high performance, highly scalable, really good looking anime style graphics. This is something they've been doing with the Unity engine for years. This is a topic they literally wrote a research article on. You see it in things like the goofy Genshin anniversary message with like Barbara and Amber. Kind of cringe. That technology is insane. Those are like full mocap suits. I don't know what their pipeline is, but that's like nothing clips. The hair physics are impeccable. They even interact with their hair. It is insane to think about how they must have made this.
Yeah, because like being somehow detecting the hair on the rig in real time, or at least like post
Yeah.
processing it in such a way where, moving the hair would be, factored into like the mocap.
Yeah, and this kind of like real time simulation seems to be something that they are really focused on. They have all kinds of like technical lectures at like game developers summits, like GDC, like this Unity summit in Tokyo, where they
It'd be
talk
interesting to see
specifically.
if they had anything coming up for the GDC that's going to be, in a couple of weeks.
I would love to see it. I was just watching the one that they put up last year, and it's super interesting. Also interesting that they are not telling you how they did it, just showing you that they did it, which means they are either counting on licensing this tech out or making that the pull for their entire like transmedia virtual world, whatever that ends up being.
They do have that like desktop app thing, and also their virtual character thing that they've listed among the stuff that they've put out.
Yeah, like the
And-
desktop Borak.
Yeah, and like
Holy shit.
I'm pretty sure like them trying to like really nail the hair physics thing.
Yeah, if you look at like where they are putting their time and their energy and their tech and their focus, it is making anime real. That's insane. In the GDC talk, the guy even said like, our ultimate goal is to make the Honkai universe. You can think of this kind of like the metaverse. So I snooped around in some of their job listings to see if we could tell like what shape this might take. There are a lot of jobs in Singapore for basically it looks like they're going to do a proprietary payment system. They had a lot of job listings for like financial security, fintech, and experience with platforms like Stripe. And so if they want to do this like cross-media huge online presence, it makes sense that they would have their own payment system. And one of the like I don't want to put too many ideas in your head, but my idea was that like one of the things they talked about was like people with experience against money laundering And to me, that implies a system where you can take money out of your account.
Oh no.
And I cannot believe that my Second Life experience might be relevant to this.
That's a lot to take in. Everything you just said, like, because the Second Life thing, monstrous. Second, the notion. Are we going to, like, smash cut to, like, 2 years from now and have, like, Barbara come out on screen during a press release and basically talk about how, like,
yes,
the Sony Hoyoverse lawsuit is going and how Hoyoverse really needs our support? It's like, okay, if this is a repeat at all of, like, the Epic Apple lawsuit because, like, they don't want to go through Sony's, payment, that's,
Oh, God.
Barbara comes out and is like, Sony's really being awful right now. Aloy is going to be Thanos snapped out of everyone's games.
Oh no, everyone's favorite Genshin character, Aloy Genshin, is going to be taken out of the game.
Hoomst?
I don't know.
Boy, it's a good thing they have money because, like, there's a lot of things that could make this go south.
So, one thing that I was surprised I did not see in any of the job listings mentioned was VR. I was actually shocked. I figured that with that character technology, that VR would be a huge push, and also because they are so familiar with Unity, and, like, Unity's two biggest ticket products right now are Genshin Impact and VR chat. And Unity seems to have found this niche of these, like, very anime-centric, like, 3D creations. Like, Japan is huge into VR chat. So I was shocked to see that, like, their metaverse may not necessarily have a VR component in mind. It might just be just this, like, ecosystem of different digital products, games, platforms that all kind of, like, mesh together somehow.
Well, it's possible that the short-term plan is to make something like Blizzard's Battle.net, where it's like a connecting platform for all of their different games and just a singular model for payment, processing, communication, all of that. And then it could be that they use that, like, as a springboard into VR or something larger.
I think the next logical step would be a video platform, like their equivalent of, like, Bilibili or YouTube, that just produces stuff related to their products. They're huge into tapping into content creators. We've seen a lot of that since Genshin hit the streets, so I think it makes a lot of sense for them to start hosting their own video stuff.
I could see that.
One tantalizing tidbit is the Montreal studio is explicitly working on a new game. According to the job listings, it's an Unreal game, which is interesting considering they've been flying with Unity for so long.
Huh.
And it includes vehicular gameplay. Racing / vehicular combat / modifying vehicle style gameplay.
Oh my god, Twisted Metal Genshin.
Yeah, so they're kind of trying to, like, grow their stable of genres, it looks like. And next might be Cars. Look forward to it.
I actually am. That sounds cool.
It does sound cool.
As long
I
as
hope it's
not a
like...
gotcha.
I really hope it's not a
It's
gotcha.
gonna be a gotcha.
It's probably going to be a
they-
gotcha.
God damn it.
Who knows what the future holds? Go get 'em, Hoyoverse. I would say don't be evil, but you make kids gamble, so...
Yeah, we're well past that point.
And remember, don't be evil.